So you found a stock you're excited about, you've checked the price, and you hit that buy button. A second later, you get that little confirmation message. And you think, done deal, right? Well, not even close. That click, that's just the starting pistol for an incredible, hidden journey. Let's pull back the curtain on what really happens after you trade.
I mean, have you ever really thought about it? What's going on in that 48-hour window before the shares actually officially land in your account? It's not just some waiting period. Oh no. It is a super complex, high-speed ballet of verification and transfers that keeps the entire market running smoothly for you, me, and everyone else.
You see, that confirmation you get, it's just the beginning. The moment it appears, two absolutely critical stages kick off behind the scenes: clearing and settlement. You can think of these as the twin pillars holding up the entire market, making sure every single trade is honored.
Okay, so first up is clearing. Think of this as the big accounting phase. It's where the system meticulously figures out all the obligations for every single trade. It's about confirming, with absolute certainty, who owes which shares and who owes how much money. It's all about getting the books perfectly straight before anything of value actually changes hands. And once everything in the clearing stage checks out, we get to the main event: settlement. This is it. This is the final, official transfer, where those shares are moved into the buyer's account and the cash is moved into the seller's. This is the exact moment you truly become the legal owner of that stock.
Now you're probably thinking, okay, but what if the person on the other side of my trade just doesn't follow through? It's a great question. And that's where a crucial and pretty much invisible player comes into the picture: the market's middleman.
This middleman is called a central clearinghouse. And really, it acts like a giant escrow service for the whole market. It steps right in between the buyer and the seller to guarantee the trade. So if you're buying, you're guaranteed to get your shares. If you're selling, you're guaranteed to get your money. It's a beautifully simple concept that just erases a massive amount of risk from the entire system.
And here's where things get really, really clever. To handle the millions of trades happening every day, these clearinghouses use this incredibly efficient process called netting. So instead of settling every single trade one by one, which would be a nightmare, they pull all of a broker's buys and sells for a stock and just calculate one single final position for the day.
Let's look at a quick example here. You've got 3 clients selling a total of 6,000 shares and another client buying 10,000. Instead of processing 4 different movements of shares and cash, the clearinghouse just looks at the total and tells the broker, hey, your final position is simple. You just need to buy 4,000 shares. It's a genius way to reduce countless transactions down to just one.
Now, all of this doesn't just happen whenever. The market runs on a very, very strict schedule. It's a race against a precise timer that we call the settlement cycle.
And here's exactly how that clock works. Most markets these days use what's called a T+2 system. T stands for the trade day. That's the moment your order goes through. T+1 is the next business day. And that's when all that clearing and netting we talked about happens. And finally, T+2, the second business day after your trade, is settlement day. That is the final deadline.
And that's the term to remember: T+2. This 2-day cycle became the standard because it's the perfect sweet spot. It gives just enough time for all those complex background processes to happen without slowing the market down too much. Now, the whole industry is working to shorten this to T+1 or even instant settlement at T+0. But for now, 2 days is the magic number that keeps the global markets humming. So, where do your shares actually, live? Back in the day, you'd get this fancy paper certificate in the mail. But today, things are way different and honestly much more secure. All thanks to something called the Central Depository System, or CDS.
And the difference is, well, it's night and day. We've moved from these slow, risky, easy-to-lose pieces of paper, called scripts, to a totally instantaneous and secure digital system. The CDS is basically a massive electronic ledger that keeps a perfect record of who owns what across the entire market.
So when you buy shares now, you're not waiting for something to show up in your mailbox. Your ownership is recorded as a simple, secure, computerized entry in your personal CDS account. It's like your own digital vault for your stocks, and transfers happen with a few keystrokes, not with a delivery truck. Now here's a fun fact. Technically, those physical certificates do still exist, but they're what we call immobilized. As this quote explains, they're all bundled together into these massive jumbo certificates and held securely by a central nominee. This just means you and I never have to handle them, but the ultimate paper trail is still preserved, deep in a vault somewhere. For you, the investor, interacting with this system is super straightforward. You open a CDS account through your broker. Then when you trade, shares are simply credited to your account if you buy or debited if you sell. And just like a bank account, you get regular statements showing you exactly what you own. Simple as that.
So this whole system is built for speed and efficiency, for sure, but it's also built for security. It has powerful, automatic safeguards for those rare times when someone doesn't hold up their end of the deal.
And it's a totally fair question. The whole market is built on trust, right? So what happens when that trust is broken? Does the transaction just fall apart? The answer is a clear and resounding no. The system always has a backup plan.
Let's break it down. On the left, if a seller fails to deliver the shares they promised, the exchange kicks off a buying in. It goes into the open market, buys those shares at whatever the current price is, and delivers them to you. The original seller who failed to deliver, they have to pay for any price difference and fees. Now on the right, if a buyer fails to pay up, their broker does a selling out, forcing the sale of those shares. And again, the defaulting buyer is on the hook for any losses. The key thing to know is the transaction always gets completed, protecting the market for everyone.
And the beauty of this digital system goes beyond just completing trades. It also seamlessly handles all the perks of being a shareholder, stuff the industry calls corporate actions.
And the magic ingredient here is something called the Record of Depositors, or ROD. On a specific cutoff date, the system generates a master list of everyone who owns shares. And based on that one list, dividend payments are sent out, bonus shares get credited right into your CDS account, and rights issue letters are mailed to you. It all happens automatically, just because your name is on that digital list.
So there you have it. From your single click to a secure entry in a digital vault, this entire hidden system is designed for one purpose: to create a marketplace built on absolute trust, incredible speed, and amazing efficiency.
And really, that's the bottom line. All of this mind-boggling complexity, the clearing, the netting, the T+2 clock, the CDS, all of this financial plumbing exists to make the experience for you, the investor, as simple, safe, and seamless as it can possibly be.
It's an amazing piece of technology and finance that most of us just take for granted. So the next time you click buy, you'll know all about the incredible, high-speed journey that's just getting started. It leaves you with a final thought. Knowing just how robust this digital backbone really is, how does that shape your confidence in the future of finance?